These past few months, Private Jill Callahan had been the happiest she'd ever been in her professional life, as well as the most troubled. Alpha Squad was a tough assignment, no doubt, and although the squad had gotten off to a difficult start, with each passing mission they seemed to work just a little bit better together. This was a career changer for her, a chance to be part of something completely new and meaningful. Jill wouldn't give it up for the world. And yet, every night when she went to bed, sleep eluded her. Every morning before it was time to get up, she found that she was already awake and staring at the ceiling in the dark. She saw herself as the quiet backbone of the squad, making travel arrangements, answering phone calls, setting up meetings, and completing necessary paperwork. She wasn't actively involved in the missions. She didn't investigate crimes or chase down troublemakers, usually. But without her, things wouldn't run nearly as smoothly. She wasn't as important as Major Janine Williams, who ran the squad, but her work was imperative to the smooth running of everyday affairs. If she let things slip, everyone would feel the effects. So why couldn't she just relax and allow herself some proper rest once her daily duties were over? In one word, Blackwood. The only wolf on the squad, Recruit Blackwood had turned her world upside down. She had no idea why. The two had barely had a proper conversation in all the time they'd spent together, both on base and in the field. She'd like to think that she wasn't so shallow that she'd lust after the man simply because he was hot. Though he was. Objectively speaking, all the recruits were fine specimens of the opposite sex, though Jill did not like to think of them that way. But at times like these, with hours to go before dawn, these were the thoughts that occupied her mind. Throughout her career in the military, she had been surrounded by fit men, but only one had ever affected her so deeply. Blackwood. She didn't even know the man, not really. She knew he was a wolf shifter and that he was from a town in Scotland which she'd never heard of before. She also knew about his stellar performance during boot camp, of course. She'd typed up his reports, after all. But despite sneaking the occasional peek at his dossier, she did not know who he really was. How could she feel so connected to a complete stranger? A complete stranger with perfect washboard abs and a boyish smile that could melt even the coldest of hearts. Either way, Jill wasn't in the habit of mixing work and pleasure. Her irrational attraction to Thomas Blackwood had made her avoid him completely.